What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today's gonna be a day in the life with this thing, the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I've had this camera for a little over a month now and I've used it a ton. I've shot a lot with it, but I wanna do a full day in the life with this camera and share my thoughts on it as I use it for an entire day and have it as my dedicated camera. But the first thing I have this morning is a meeting with my financial person in about 3 minutes to talk about just life working as yourself and kind of handling money with that whole side of things. So I have that first this morning, so I'm gonna hop on that. So this will be the last clip you see with the Sony FX3 before we move completely over to the Osmo for the rest of the day. Thank you, you too. Have a good one. Not always the most fun, but extremely important. All right, so I've been going on about a mile walk every single morning just to kind of be outside before I'm in front of my computer for a lot of the day. And it's just been a way to like kind of just keep my mind focused on what's the day ahead's gonna be and all of those things. But I'm doing a mile every day and it's actually been really nice and I enjoy it. I enjoy this neighborhood I live in. I enjoy walking. I enjoy listening to the birds, listening to a podcast. It's been a nice little change of pace to my routine and it's something that I'm gonna continue doing. So I'm looking for the Sony 24-70 G Master 2. And then the next thing is the Tilta shoulder rig. So I'm on hold, but the beauty with this camera and one of the really cool things is the fact that it follows your face, like wherever you go. And the tracking is extremely good. It's just one of those features where it's like, for someone who is a one-person shooter, shooting for themselves, vlogging, whatever it is, the fact that it does this is truly a cool feature. All right, they're back. So the first thing I have to do this morning is update my media kit. And what a media kit is basically one place where all brands can see your analytics across your channels, age ranges, countries. I have some examples on there. I have some price ranges. All of that lives in basically a one sheeter and it's just busy work. That's really what it is. I do all of that on Adobe Express and I know I'm a big DaVinci talker, but I use the Creative Cloud almost every single day. Adobe Express, Lightroom, Photoshop, I use those every single day and they are really the best of the best when it comes to those things. So I'm gonna hop into that this morning and kind of put my head down, headphones on, throw on some lo-fi and just kind of go to work with it. And what's fun about busy work and not editing videos sometimes is the fact that you can listen to music and you kind of pay attention to music and get in that type of zone. So I'm excited to do that for a little bit this morning. So I'm heading downtown right now to get my suit fitted. So that's the first thing I have to do down there. And then I have some other errands I want to run down there. I'm just gonna pack my laptop. I'll of course bring the Osmo. I'll need some headphones. I'm thinking AirPods Pro. I want to bring this hard drive so I can do some color grading when I'm maybe at a coffee shop or something. And that's about it. Let's head downtown. Getting to that point where it's like pre-summer Seattle where you get these teases of like beautiful days. They're still a bit cold, they're still a bit windy. There might be some random rain, but we're getting close to like actual Seattle summer, which is an absolutely beautiful time. I parked and I got out of my car and I completely my AirPods fell out of my pocket, both of them. I found one right away and then I dropped off my suit at the place because I have a meeting a little bit later with them to get fitted just so I could walk around. And when I went back to my car to get the other thing I'm returning, I'm on my way to Anthropology to get that thing, I found the other AirPod. I was sitting there doing Find My, trying to find it, but I am back with 2 AirPods again and I could not be happier. Can I do a cappuccino?
Yeah, for here it's good.
For here is good. All right, so I have about 30 minutes till my appointment, so I decided to come to Olympia Coffee and get a coffee. Got a cappuccino. But what's really nice about this camera, and the main reason I bought it, was the form factor of it. This thing is small, and you can take it around with you. You can have it low-key like this, where I'm talking to a camera at a coffee shop, and nobody knows, and that's the most intimidating part. But then on the other side of it, you have this mic, and this DJI mic 2 connects straight to the Osmo without a transmitter because it's built in, DJI to DJI, and you can get, the second you turn this on, noise cancellating, pure audio, great levels, just with a mic at this size and a camera at this size. So form factor is like an A+, and that's the main reason I bought it, but the audio is another main reason I bought it, and this is just low key and I can capture more of my life. So I'm gonna enjoy this coffee, answer a couple emails. I have a couple calls I have to return, and yeah. So I used to live in South Lake Union for probably the last 6 or so years. I've only been in West Seattle for probably like the last 2 years. And there's parts of me that miss the city, but there's also parts of me that's just like, it's nice that I can come here and be 10, 15 minutes away and come here in spurts, and then be able to kind of go back to kind of the neighborhoody feel of Seattle, of West Seattle, and be able to do that. So there's pros and there's cons. Sometimes I miss it, sometimes I don't, but I do really like being down here. There's just like a little fun energy to it. After my suit appointment, I'm excited to get back to West Seattle, change, and then head down to the water and go for a run, because I'm trying to run 3 days a week now and get back into running, because not so much from a shape standpoint as far as it'll get you back into shape, but from a mental standpoint, it really helped me mentally when I was into running. So I'm going to try to get back into that and slowly work up to some distance, just so I can kind of get my mind on some different things. But my appointment's in 5 minutes, so I have to finish this coffee and head out. I got fitted for a new suit, which is exciting, but I actually have to make a pit stop at REI before I head back to West Seattle to pick up a little something. So I'm gonna head to REI. I think it's probably about 5-10 minutes away, and my parking ends in 4 minutes. So perfect timing with the parking. This REI is actually insane. It's like the REI co-op, because the headquarters is here, but it's pretty cool of a store. And fun fact, like 4 or 5 years ago, I used to live right next to here. So I've been here quite a few times. So it's kind of like memory lane for me. Costco at 1:40 on a Friday was not the best idea. All right, so I'm back home now. I got a Caesar salad, one of these like Trader Joe's Caesar salads, and I'm using my Fitness Pal to kind of input my calories and make sure I'm staying on track and all of those things, just to keep myself healthy and accountable, and just trying to build some sort of routine. So I'm gonna enter that now, but I have a shoot tomorrow at UW where it's just a shoot where I'm flying the drone, but I also need to get the drone basically out, make sure everything's updated and good to go. Famous DJI sound. We'll get the controller going. All I need to do is basically get it up and get it down. I'm like right near an airport in flight space, so I'll be able to get this thing up probably like 10 meters, like literally at half this tree. So just to make sure it works, and then put that away. And then I'm gonna water the grass because we're trying to grow some nicer grass here. My settings I usually do is 4K, 24 frames per second at the frame rate, double the shutter, so 50. ISO, I mean, I have an ND on here, variable ND, so ISO right now is at 100. And yeah, let's just make sure this thing can get in the air and not hit me. Yeah, works perfectly. We'll land it. Actually, last time I flew this, I tried catching it like that on the landing, and yeah, cut myself, so don't know why I did that. But yeah, drone works, so that's good. One thing I do want to talk about with this camera is the battery life. I'm at, I think, 12% right now, which is absolutely horrible because it's only 215, and I have been shooting a lot, but to be only at 12%, and I'm gonna have to charge it for a little bit before I can shoot some more, kind of frustrating. So battery life's something to keep an eye on with this camera. So I've been having a little bit of dilemma with this Osmo, and I want to see if you guys have an idea of kind of what I should do. But these things right here, if it focuses, are ND filters, and they make it able so I can shoot in the proper shutter speed and keep everything kind of as cinema as possible. One thing I run into is the fact that these are individual NDs, so 1/16, 132, 164, 128, whatever, and they just clip on, and they just clip on like that. You can see it's gonna be way too dark right now, but they clip on like that, and the problem is I've lost them. I've lost 2 of the 4 already. Part of me is thinking maybe I should go the variable ND route. And what a variable ND is it'll clip on, but I can change the intensity of the diffusion from just on the camera, and it doesn't really have to ever leave the lens. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm back and forth. I've heard a lot of negative things about variable ND filters with basically vignetting and quality stuff. But let me know down in the comments if you own an Osmo or you're someone who has experience with NDs, even if it's on regular cameras, and what your thoughts are on kind of what I should do, because I'm kind of stuck. So I finished a YouTube video about the Studio display after having it for a year. I finished it about 2 days ago, and I have it coming out on Sunday. So when you see this video, it'll probably already be out. I'll have it linked up above. One thing I'm struggling with, and I mean, I feel like everyone has this struggle who does this, is I thought it was done, sat on it for a couple days, went back into the project, and I'm just not a fan of the color of it. So I'm recoloring the entire thing. It's just like one of those things where with kind of video production, anything creative, you're never actually done. You kind of have to force yourself to export sometimes, and that's kind of where we're at with this one.
These are the only clips with the iPhone because I don't have my Osmo with me, so you've been warned. I started a running program because, like I said, I want to get up to 4 miles comfortably again, and it takes a lot longer to build up your miles and runs than how short it is to lose your miles and runs. But I'm working on a plan with basically 3 days a week, a mile one day, a mile and a half another day, 2 miles on the 3rd day, and this is my first day. Got done with my mile, so I have a half mile walk back, and that's kind of day 1 of the progress of this.
All right, so to kind of round out what this camera is and who it's really for anyone on the beginner level, because the learning curve is not steep at all, and then anyone on the pro level, because this thing does a lot of pro features, which is nice. The reasons I bought it was for portability. It was portable, it was small, and it was low key, and that's the reasons I bought it. The question I had was, would this work with my FX3? Would I be able to use it instead of my FX3 at times? And the answer is yes. I can use it with my FX3, which I have, but then like a video like this, I can only use this. And for me, the prime example was being in the coffee shop today and being able to talk straight to the camera and not have that intimidation factor or the uncomfortableness that comes with talking to a camera, which I always have no matter what, no matter how long I do this. That was nice with this, and that is something that I was looking forward to because I heard people say it, but actually kind of experiencing it, it does make a difference that this thing is small and low key. So yeah, I mean, did I fall into the hype of buying this camera? Yeah, I fell into the hype of buying this camera. But yeah, I did fall into the hype of buying this camera, and I mean, it's working for me, and I do like it. I take it almost everywhere with me, and it's become sort of just part of my everyday kit, which when you take a risk on a camera and it becomes part of your everyday kit, you can't really complain. But let me know down in the comments below if there's anything I said during this video or showed in this video that makes you convinced that you want the Osmo. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It helps me out, it helps the algorithm out a ton, so make sure you do that. And as always, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.